there's a few stages in creating magic in this. There's a few stages, right? Number one, you just got to believe it's possible, which the great thing is it's impossible to see what you just guys saw and not believe it's possible, right? Your brain cannot deny that this is possible, right? And whether or not you believe it's possible for you yet, and it is, but whether or not you believe it's possible for you, you can't deny it's possible. It's possible. You look at the room and your brain just is like, denying it is like, it's like seeing a boulder and saying, that's not there. You know what I'm saying? It's possible, right? So step one is believing it's possible, and then just taking massive action, right? And you'll start getting results. Because some people have a hard time believing it's possible for them. By the end of the weekend, you will believe it's possible for you. Because if you don't believe me, you're going to believe one of the other 30 people or whatever are speaking. Because predominantly the team is speaking. You'll believe them because you'll be like, hold on a second, almost done, right? But believing it's possible for you generally happens when you start producing incremental results. And you start believing small things are possible for you, right? Step 3 is doing that until you're getting enough signups to follow our system. And this is why this is important to explain it, right? Because if you do that, number one is it is impossible to not make money. Here's why it's important, because we're saying this message. So when you're producing that message, you start producing a certain level of result. And what creates massive results is a small level of results. So you start following our system, it will create results. And then you start talking to your team. Because some people wonder why their team doesn't listen to them. Well, it's because they're not doing what we're saying to do. So of course they're not, because you're not getting any results. And if you are getting results and you're doing some crazy thing and we're saying to do this, right, you're contradicting what somebody more powerful and wealthy is telling you to do. So of course they're not going to listen to you, and we can't edify you because you're not following what we're telling you to do. But if you're doing that, right, all of a sudden you start emailing people. You said, I'm just getting 2 people a day. I'm following these steps, right? And I made $500 today. It's my second week of doing it. And then your team's like, yeah, whatever. And some of them will start saying, what? And they'll start paying attention to you. And then you come back 2 weeks later, you said, I just kept doing it. I just had my first $800 day, made $9,000 last month, right? And I've actually never met somebody that's got 2 a day that hasn't made over $12,000 in the first month if they have if they're all in. But what happens is your income keeps growing up from saying the same thing, right? And then more people believe. Then somebody will start doing it, right? When you're consistent all the time with the same message, people will start replicating the message, right? If you're all over the place, they won't. They'll jump from thing to thing, they'll go to new deals. But if you're consistent all the time, if you say the same thing all the time, and you're just consistent all the time, you find new creative ways of doing it, your team starts listening to it. All it takes is one person taking off, and your income will grow by 1/3 to double, right? And then all of a sudden, you say, I'm just getting 2 a day, I'm following these steps, I'm booked into the next event, I just had my first $30,000 month, and people are like, you're fucking kidding, right? Seriously. And then at the event, we're edifying you on stage, and that gives you the social power that you need to make your life easy. It's just like a phase of growth, right? What happens is then your team sees you, they see you, you're following the system, you're doing what we say to do, it's producing results for you the same way it's producing results for Tony, and they're looking at you and they ask you what to do, and they say, what did you do? And you said, I said what they said to do. Right?
Yeah.
And you say, you're kidding me, right? And then your team will start falling into line, right? That's when you take off. If you don't decide you're going to do it no matter what, here's the problem.